Hello everyone! Welcome to Fabled 42 channel, and this is our homebrew campaign, horror campaign by me called Crypt Creatures. It's a roaring good time, and we're gonna get right into it. But first of all, hello, my name's Anne. You can find me on Dusty Wings Illustration on Instagram, as well as Ekans the BP if you want more animal content. Um, and yeah, and Mr. Slothman, that's my lizard. He's up here. He's still a baby, but he's right
Still a
here.
babe.
Aw.
There we go.
Anyway, but yeah, everyone else introduce yourselves.
I'm Chris. You know me as Avaran, and you can find me on Twitch and PlayStation Network as Agent Fox 5 or Instagram as The Real Chris S. And I'm going to shoot it down to Mackenzie.
Yay, hi, I'm Mackenzie. I go by MSCOT or mascot on Instagram, Twitch, and Twitter. You can find me in those places. I do those things, and here I am playing Toddle. That's my favorite boy ever. I love him. He better not die this round. Woo! There you go.
All right.
Please don't.
I don't know how to follow that. He better not die this round, and we all stare at Anne.
That's up to
Hey.
y'all.
Hey all, I'm GW. You can find me here on Mondays and soon Wednesdays and Fridays. You can also find me on IG and Twitter under GW005, 2Bs, 2 zeros. And I am excited to not create any chaos today and just have a good, wholesome time.
Okay, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, so last we left off was intense. Through the calls of a ghost in the middle of the woods, it led them to this area where cultists, kind of just through the mountain range, would do a lot of sacrifices to different demons in hell in order to gain all kinds of things: money, power, land, even love. And there was just so much death in this area, and this ghost was wailing to them that whatever happened to her, whatever happened to those bodies that were trapped in that chamber below the ground, it all happened here. This was actually, unfortunately, super triggering for Calamity, who has spent his entire life running from cultists who wanted to use him as a sacrifice, mostly because of how uncommon it is for his fur color and for him to be a Haragon, which is one of the most pure species kind of in this world, and makes for kind of a high payout for demons. So he was running from that his whole life, and just to see a ritual ground in person for the first time since he's met these friends, it sent him into darkness, an abyss that almost usurped the entire world around them, until finally he was touched by both of his friends here, who embraced him and kind of broke him out of his trance. And he was finally able to just release all the stress, all of the grief, everything he's carried with him, everything that makes him spark in and out of control sometimes during battle, and just recognize that he did have the support. And through this love did the ghost eventually fade away and leave them alone. For they weren't a threat to the ghost. They were like her when she was alive at one point. So she left them alone. Hours have gone by, and eventually the flames faded. It broke a hole through these trees, and above them was just a blanket of dark and glittered with sky and stars. Entire Milky Way nebulas kind of glowing above them, for there was no light for hundreds of miles from here. They did decide to set up camp right where they were at, maybe a few hundred yards away from the burial site, but everyone is camping out here. The fire has just been set, tents have just been put up, and what is everybody doing? Welcome back, GW.
Well, GW just took his seat. So I think we confirmed earlier that we had just group tugged, after the harrowing ordeal, right?
And at this point, you have just finished setting up camp to rest because.
Mhm. Now, I believe when we had gotten to the circle, I cast Detect Good and Evil. I don't know if we ever resolved whether I felt anything.
A lot of evil. Not
Well,
a lot
yeah.
of good. Not a lot of good.
So yeah, on that note, I actually have something to add to that, DM.
Okay.
So when all of that was happening, when Calamity was losing control and the world began to slowly break and shut down, Avaran, you felt something. You felt it as almost like it was far, far, far in the distance, but it was rapidly like running forward, like rapidly growing and encompassing like everything. Very heavy, heavy presence. It would the feeling that strong. It was almost like being in the shadow. If you could imagine being in the shadow of a storm giant that's looking down on you, unknowing what it's going to do to you. It felt like that. And it was a strong presence of aberration. It encompassed everything. But then when everything sucked back into Calamity's darkness, it disappeared like that. Almost like it got sucked back inside. But you do know that that was a strong feeling of aberration.
Gotcha. Okay. And so, as we break our, group hug, I'm just gonna kind of do like a shake because like going from that like horrible feeling to a wonderful feeling, it just like a kind of a moment. It was very jarring for him. And I'm gonna turn to Toddle and say, so about that 100 platinum you owe me. Because as you remember, I said as we walked after that ghost lady that if shit went sideways, you'd owe me 100 platinum. I think we can both agree that things did not exactly go to our benefit.
Toddle's gonna he's gonna take a bag of coins, and it's gonna be like a see-through bag, like a bag like this. It's gonna be like see-through bag of coins, and you can see the 100 platinum in there. And he's gonna do something. He's gonna turn around, and you're gonna hear like pops and funny noises for a minute, and then he's gonna turn around and go like that, kind of like he just launched a paper airplane. And it's gonna be one of his butterflies, making a what's it called? They can show light, so they're gonna show a bunch of like flashing lights, whatever would be D&D's equivalent to LEDs. It's going down, and it's just flashing down that way with like fire coming out of it.
And
go get it.
kind of like Avery had just like what, like moment, just like what the fuck, man. But like thrusts his hand out, and for the first time that either of you have seen, he casts Mage Hand.
Okay.
And it is as if his hand has this like ghostly extension of it, and it reaches out and clutches it in midair, and he pulls it back to him and just gives Toddle one of these looks like,
Toddle is on the ground laughing, like he is gone. This gnome, he's just laughing incoherently, like clutching his ribs, laughing.
So that extension of your hand, of his hand, Chris, what did it look like?
almost. So imagine, here is my hand at the end of my wrist. It's almost like my wrist extended, and it was just like this ghostly version of it. Like you can still see my hand here, but then this other hand goes
Like Michael Jordan from Space Jam.
almost, but if he had
Yeah.
another hand at his elbow.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it? Is it like see-through white, like a see-through
Yeah, kind of
white
a kind of a
ghostly?
see-through, like grayish,
Okay.
like or a very faint white ghostly hand. Yeah.
My ears will shoot up as I see that. I'm like, where did you learn how to do that?
I've known how to do it for as long as I've been able to cast, the fire bolts. I just haven't had a chance to use it yet.
We all learned something today after he gets off the floor, just like from laughing. He's walking funny because his abs hurt so bad. And yeah, he's just like, he just puts his hands up. Hey, we learned something. All right, let's go.
So, as you would imagine, Calamity is not feeling the best after that. He is still kind of coming down off of that spiral high. Spiral high? You get what I'm saying. So he would never suggest this because he's barely present to begin with. But me as a player will ask my other players, do we want to open that hatch and check the dead bodies? Something might be in there. I don't know. I'm dying to know.
Yeah, let's go do that. Sure. So you're very yeah, let's do that.
Calamity. I think you've been through quite an ordeal. I'd like it. I think you'd probably enjoy it as well if you just waited outside the circle, maybe sat against a tree, and just collected your breath. I don't think you want to see what's in that hole.
He will kind of stand up and kind of like push himself, off of you. Kind of gets his bearings. He's a little shaky, but without any words, he'll just waddle out of this destroyed sacrificial area to the nearest tree outside of it, and we'll just kind of plop down and like look away. So he wouldn't be looking at you guys or the area anymore. He would just be looking just away and like just kind of slumping on a tree.
As Toddle goes to look at the hole, I kind of hook my shield back behind me, draw my other sword, and just kind of look around. So, like I'm basically standing watch while he investigates.
Yeah, and I'll motion to Calamity real quick, like remember your whistle, just in case. And then yeah, I guess I'll go in the hole.
Roll investigation.
Okay.
As everyone goes in the hole,
Time to go
after
in the hole.
after hearing Tuttle's words, he will kind of absentmindedly put his hand, like kind of like behind him. Everything is behind him in some kind of secret pouch, and he'll take out the whistle that Tuttle made, and he'll just like hold it in his lap.
What'd you get for investigation?
26.
Holy
Oh,
shit! God damn!
Yeah, I rolled a 17 and I have +9.
You find everything.
Yeah.
There
Well-
is.
Did you roll too, Chris, or no?
I wasn't looking in the hole. I'm
Oh,
standing
Yeah,
watch.
Avaran is watching.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. Well, you first look into this hole as you kind of. I don't know what you're using for light. But as you do, you do see towards the bottom of the pile a lot of skeletons. There's a couple of fresher bodies as well that are maybe a couple of months old. And a few items. Most of the, I guess, nice stuff has been taken, but there's still chainmail. There's like a couple of daggers in there, just normal daggers. A bunch of silver jewelry with various gems attached to them, including a couple of wedding and engagement rings. There's a short staff, a full wizard staff that's white, that's embellished with diamonds. It looks like there's a pretty strong field kind of wrapped around this staff. When you reach to go touch it, it actually won't let you touch it. It's like almost like the grease spell where you try to reach, but your hand sort of slips off of it. And there's a couple of bracers in there as well that add +3 to your AC. Clothing, there's a couple of fur coats from more wealthier elves that were killed here. There's a black leather jacket and then a red velvet jacket as well.
Okay, so I'm gonna take everything. I literally wrote most of that down, and I'm gonna just start hauling it up and putting it in the bag of holding until I can sell it.
Sweet. Roll a perception check, please, while you're at the bottom of this thing.
I got a nat one.
Something's gonna come up and grab you by the ankle. And it looks kind of like a rat, but it's hairless. It has an additional set of legs. And it's about the size of a dog, so it's almost up to your hip. But it has you by the ankle. It's gonna try to drag you away.
Okay. Bitch.
Do I see this?
Yeah, bitch.
What's your passive perception?
My passive perception is 15.
You would hear something. Yeah, it's pretty quiet because it sneaks up on him, but you would hear Toddle go from upright to on the ground.
Well, I am gonna then turn at the sound of it, see what's going on, and rush forward to like hack at it.
Okay. Roll to hit. What are you doing, Toddle?
Screaming. No. I'm gonna just make an unarmed strike against it, and
Try to pull it off you.
kind of slap it. Yeah, try to
Backhand.
fucking
All right.
stop.
With the
Roll to
snake sword, I rolled a 16
Ow.
to hit.
No,
That hits.
Wasn't bad.
What was your roll, Mackenzie?
I got 19 to hit.
Ooh,
That hits.
Okay.
straight up hits.
So he's just gonna slap him, and he takes 1 damage.
1 damage.
So I rolled 15, 19, wait. No, 20 regular damage, because I was looking at the wrong sword.
Jeez.
And then 1 fire damage.
Okay, well that definitely yeah, as it slices through this thing, it does kind of squeak, and with that additional punch, it does eventually let go of Toddle and kind of scurry back into its hole.
Yay. Okay.
I reach down and pick Toddle
Yeah.
back up.
Yeah. Thank you.
I gotcha.
Thank you, Avaran. Do you want any of this stuff?
I look through the things that Toddle has, and I really like the look of those bracers.
Damn it! Okay, yeah, take the bracers. You need
Well,
them.
tell you what, I had an idea in regards to my armor, so if you can do something for me when we camp for the night,
Okay.
you can have the bracers.
Okay.
You know that demon armor?
Yes.
It was too heavy for me. I thought instead maybe you could use the components of it to strengthen my breastplate and my shield.
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't sound too hard. Okay.
Excellent.
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 All right. And I start walking back towards where Calamity is.
Calamity, what you been doing?
I have literally just been sitting there, tired, almost in a trance, and absentmindedly rubbing the whistle that Tuttle crafted for me, and just staring off. Bun is tired.
Bun
Bun's tired.
You know, I'm not doing the best either health-wise. I'm feeling a little... So we should potentially wrap up for the night.
I think that's a fantastic idea. I'm a little winded myself.
Okay. Luckily,
Tuttle. Oh, sorry. Please, Calamity, continue.
I was just gonna say, luckily we're only a half an hour away from the temple. Maybe it's best if we just camp there.
I'm down.
That's
Yeah.
probably a good idea. Which way was the temple?
Pulls out the map. Let's see.
I'm gonna look at our
Uh,
footprints.
We gotta turn around. We gotta turn around and go that way. And he's gonna signal to Sun. Just follow him. He knows where he's going.
All right, I'll carry the rear.
All right, Calamity in the center. We're gonna walk through this forest.
Let's go.
Yep.
All right, Toddle, since you're in the lead, go ahead and roll a perception check, please.
Okay. 12.
12. Okay, I mean, nothing new to report. There are a couple of creatures coming out into the night, but nothing unusual. A couple of birds, a few ravens here and there kind of following your path. And that's about it.
Ooh. I like birds.
Herbs.
Okay. So we're back at the temple and we set up camp. Oh.
Sweet.
All right. Well, by the way, DM, does Averin still have that floating crystal above his hand?
I was just about to
Yeah.
ask about that.
Yeah.
He does, yeah.
So it's
Okay.
just kind of like
Can't get rid of it.
I kind of flick my hand a couple times.
And it goes like, whoop.
I find that curious, but I don't say anything. And since he found his own new ability that he can do, where the item that he wants or what have you, it goes black and it like kind of bends to his will. He's gonna look at that milky crystal and just kind of squint and point to try to cover it in black and bring it to him. What happens?
I mean, you cover it in black, but it doesn't go to you.
When I try to pull it away, is there any kind of like, is it jiggling? Like, is there like hardcore resistance, or is it just is it as if I'm almost not even doing anything?
There's a little bit of give, so it's almost like it can be pulled, and if you were to test it, it can be pulled about 2 feet away from Averan's hand, and you can even do a full circumference around it. But at that point, it's like moving a freaking boulder.
I feel like it's like the magician putting the ring around the floating body.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
When it gets about 2 feet away from Averan and I get tired because it's like it's too much, I instantly let it go to see if it like slingshots or like rubber bands back, or if it just like kind of just like goes back without any.
It wavers a little bit, but it eventually settles back in its place.
Okay.
I feel like you were hoping it was going to come back and smack me in the face.
No. And I would say that's a strong crystal.
I wish I knew what it did.
Meh.
We
It doesn't
know
look dangerous.
We know it holds the wish spell. I don't know anything,
Yeah.
but you said it looks different, so I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I wish I knew how to activate the wish. I
It
just kinda look at
activates.
it.
That's your wish. I'm just kidding.
That would suck.
That would suck. That would super suck.
I would do that too. You have to literally will it,
Oh.
but it comes with a cost. You just don't know what cost that is.
Great.
Don't like that.
So it's like a monkey paw item.
It is.
Ooh.
Well, should.
So, I'm gonna ask my fellow players, how are we setting up camp? Are we doing separate tents? Are we doing one tent? What do we want to do?
To my knowledge, we've always had separate tents, but then that kind of seems goofy because we take turns sleeping. So, like, it's 2 tents and then 1 person out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, that's fine.
Yeah, because we have our own personal tents.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm cool with that.
Everyone be doing different things.
Yeah. It's not like they're big tents. I just picture like little triangle
Little,
thingies.
yeah.
that are big enough to hold our bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And workshop equipment.
Before we bed down, I'm gonna in the period where we're just resting, eating rations, or actually, no, I'm not in the brain space. No, he doesn't do that. But as we're just kind of all settling down, maybe exchanging words here and there, you all would see me kind of every now and then staring at the black crystal that I always wear on a bracelet. Almost like it's just like everything's fine. Then I look at it for a long time, and then I blink, and then I do something, and then I look at it, and then I stare at it for a long time. It's very noticeable.
Is there something wrong, Calamity?
Well, my father gave me this for protection. He said it ran in the family. And I think it does something. I think when I do those things, magic things, I always feel it tingle. And I just think it has something to do with that. And Tuttle, you are the smartest person on the team. You would know from that little description that Calamity gave that this black crystal that you've seen it up close before. It has like purple cracks in the center.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of gives off this not really a hum, but like when you like really look at it, it almost seems like a universe or like some kind of space
Galaxy. Okay.
Galaxy inside. You know without a shadow of a doubt that this is Calamity's spell focus.
Got it.
And he would go on to say, I know it's important. I wonder if I can make it better, if we can make it better. Tuttle, you always take things and make amazing stuff. Could you look at this for me?
I mean, I can try, but like, I don't know if I have abilities to read a lot of arcane things, but imbuing them is not my specialty. So I'll see what I can do. After I'll look at some of my scrolls and see what I can do.
He takes
at the very
off this,
least unpurify it or purify it.
He takes off this bracelet, and again, you've seen this before, but the crystal. It was not originally in this bracelet. This bracelet is very much Calamity found like some copper gold looking wire and bent it and like made a homemade bracelet to put this crystal in. And he gives it to you. And mechanically, I'm asking if you could make it stronger, like a +1 or a +2 spell focus. I don't know how it works. I'm just asking. I'm just gonna give it to you and see what happens.
I'll have to talk with Ms. DM.
Sounds good.
It is not possible at your level yet.
I was gonna say, I don't know if I can do that at this time, but yeah, I have like things that like I have like gems and stuff, or like herbs or things like that, or magical threads that I could imbue it with.
If y'all want to do it, I'll allow you to, but you're gonna have to go through like a training trial type thing. So I would think Toddle would have to extract like some stronger parts of Calamity. So you're gonna have to either trigger him again or make him use his power to the best of his ability and have him boost it himself while you make a conductor around it.
Yeah.
Like you can do that.
Um.
I'll allow that.
Okay, I'll say that to Calamity that that's the only way I at my current ability can do anything like that, and see what just how does that sound?
His ears will slowly drop as he just kind of thinks about that and kind of like flinches at the idea, especially after what just happened.
Yeah.
And he'll
Okay.
he'll take the bracelet from you. Maybe not today.
I was like, maybe
It's okay.
the only thing I can think of that I have in like, okay, so me looking at my inventory here is like him rounding through his stuff, and like since we're already setting up Kent, he already has all this stuff set up. I could. So the only thing I think I have is I do have a piece of magic thread that has a note from Anne that says it has the ability to protect and preserve. That's the only thing I can think of that would be able to work with this crystal to like lore, and it sounds like it's just lore wise, unless Anne wants to spin something on it.
I will like to just say really quickly, I don't know if you saw it, Mackenzie, but Tig gave you a luck and inspiration.
Oh no!
Ooh.
Wait, really?
Yep.
Thank you.
Please
Hell
continue.
Thank you. Oh, yeah.
And there's one to Calamity too.
Oh shit! Oh, thank you.
Oh, snap.
Sorry, Tig, I didn't see it. Thank you.
And thank you to Deceptor MB.
Okay, so that's my proposition as I explain that. Basically what Anne said to Calamity. Calamity takes it back, and I'm gonna just start setting up shop. I'm not ready to go to sleep yet. I feel fine, so I'll run back over to Avaran and just be like, okay, so hand me the stuff you want me to work on, because that I can do. Because it's already with components we have, and then I just have to use my tools on it.
And so I hand over an entire armor set with a breastplate stacked on top, with a shield stacked on top of that. Just like, here you go.
Oh my god! And it's gonna fall over. Okay, so repeat what it is you need me to do. You need me to take all this and
Make it lighter.
Make it lighter. Make it light armor. So this is heavy armor. I need to make it light armor. And
Negative.
no, okay.
We're taking this heavy armor that's way
Yes.
too heavy for me, and we're
Okay.
strengthening my breastplate and my shield.
Okay.
You're reinforcing it.
Do you have the? Oh, and you want to strengthen it with what?
With like the metal from that demon armor that I got.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
Combine
you have all of it.
stats.
Okay. So you have all the materials. So
Exactly,
you just need
yeah.
me to be the welder. Okay. Cool. So he'll start working on that then. That's gonna take his whole watch to work on. What was it? And how many things was that?
So
Yeah.
Couple hours.
you're strengthening two things
Mhm.
with a third thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and that is a pretty daunting task. It is gonna
Yeah.
take you your whole watch.
Watch. Yeah.
Yeah, or your whole night. I mean,
Well, my
considering you're in the middle of nowhere at the moment.
Yeah. Can I do one of those things? Because I need to sleep. Because or I could just chug healing potions. That could work too.
No. But before you do that, wait.
Yeah.
DM, while we're kind of doing the down motion right now, before we all bed down, would you say that we're getting a short rest right now before bed?
Everyone except Toddle. Yeah, because Toddle's working.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there for anyone who needs HP. But before you use your items.
What, you don't trust me?
No.
Just kidding.
All right, so I'm gonna just make a mixture of healing potions because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the ouchie, so don't mind me over here. I'm gonna start that before I start on your armor because I ain't sleeping tonight.
Well, so, and also, before I even think about sleeping, I have enough energy within me to do a cure wounds on you,
Ah,
but a level one, so
I'll take
somewhere.
it. Thank you.
Ooh, but I rolled maximum, so you get 11 hit points from that.
Ah,
And
thank
then
you.
I reach into my bag and also give you a greater healing potion.
Thank
Hell
you.
yeah,
Okay,
beach.
I'm taking that right now too.
I am
I'll let you roll for that.
I'm at full
yeah.
health. No, you. Well, no, it's a potion. Never mind. Never mind.
Hmm.
I thought it was a spell.
I
Which
know
is
I have
4d4
one.
plus 4.
Thank you. Okay. 4.
So Avran, what are you doing?
Yeah, you guys, I'm rolling.
Um, let's see. Um, so I'm going to turn back to Calamity and say, I'm sorry, Calamity. You trailed off as you were talking about your father. I was curious. Did he also have magical powers like you?
My dad. No. We we're just farmers, and we're gatherers and stuff. There was no magic.
Then I'm sorry, did you say how you got this magical crystal of protection that he gave you?
It it just ran in the family. We always had it. It said that it protects you in the darkest of times. And so he gave it to me when I was banished from home.
Well, you see, I find it curious if your family didn't have any magic within them until you. I just wonder where they got this crystal from.
I don't I don't know. Um there's always since we are Fae, there's always a little bit of magic around, but like I grew up with it, so it was very, I don't know, regular to me, sparkly leaves and things, I guess, growing faster than out here, and my mom was always surrounded with trails of butterflies because they loved her. But besides that, there was no stuff like what happens with me. I was a bad omen, they said.
Interesting, because I've seen you conjure butterflies, and you say your mother had butterflies that followed her around, but she wasn't magical?
When you ask Calamity that, you can see him trying to like, wait, hmm. And I think he'll say, I I never thought about it. It was just,
Hmm.
it was every day. I guess it was a little bit magical. When you see them around me, I feel safe. Like my mother is with me.
Okay. I just wanted to get to know a little bit more about your family, and I just found it interesting that you passed down this magical protection crystal from generation to generation, but no one in your family had any magic. I wonder if it was something that faded away over time, only to rise anew within you.
I don't know. It's never left home before. this is the first time it's left home with me. But I don't know. My dad wasn't some mage. He made really good pot roast and gumbo. And when I say pot roast, I mean like roasted vegetables. Most of us are vegetarian. When I ate that shark on the ship with you, that was different. But and my mom, she was nice, but no, nothing really. Hey, DM, in the Lavender Plains in my fluffle, would you say that we had like guards and stuff? Like, what would you, when I am describing my hometown to my friends, since they're asking kind of like for a more in-depth kind of description, what would I say?
There is something called the Order, and they were kind of like ninja, I guess, like just really lightly leather strad fighters. And they're like really skilled, trained fighters, and they had different parts of like the village they would kind of consider their base. And it I would also act as a military, because even way back in the day, like there were wars between y'all as well. And but yeah, usually mostly hand-to-hand combat and as well as spears they would use as weapons.
I fucking love
But
ninja rabbits. Oh my god.
yeah, they're just like really really fast, really stealthy, and incredibly strong.
Carrot-shaped shurikens.
Yeah. And they're known to be the killers in daylight, because it'll be the middle of the day where you can see everything around you and they'd still sneak up on you and be dead before you knew it.
Calamity would say that in a much more like happier tone, because his kind of outlook on his town was much more like bright and happy and stuff. And so he would tell you all this, but with like a layer of icing.
Cool.
I'm trying to find the name I gave them, but I am looking.
Oh, I see what you're saying, GW. Like everything Anne just said, you have just now told to me,
Yes.
but with like kind of that bright-eyed, like,
Yeah. You can tell that he's very sad that he had to leave.
hmm. Well, it sounds to me like you grew up in a magical place. When I was a child, we lived in a room above the tavern that my mother was ultimately killed outside of, and then had to grow up on the streets. So I didn't have quite the same childhood.
I'm so sorry. What happened to your dad?
He left a long time ago, before I had a chance to know him.
Was he the human? Since you're
He was the human. My mother, she was a full-blooded elf. That's why I'm half elf. She never told me why she was cast out from her family, the Windstriders. But I think it was just that they didn't accept that she had married a human man.
I mean, that's what everything I've read says. Like, there's a lot of just like, yeah, not joining of unions.
That's so sad to hear that people are judged for who they love. You can't help that.
Well, from what I've heard about it, at least, the elves are very big on purity of blood. And so we were seen almost as mutts and not welcome into their family. And so my mother, she left her family for love, and then my father left her for the sea.
For the sea.
Yeah, he had been a sailor for quite some time, and just couldn't stand to be landlocked, I guess. Truth be told, after my brother died, when I started taking jobs on different ships, I was in search of him, trying to find any sort of family I could, but I never found him.
Do you remember his name? Were you told his name?
She told me his name was Marcus Swift.
Marcus Swift. Well,
Aww.
I'm happy that I ran into you.
I can honestly say I'm happy I ran into the two of you as well. I don't know how I would have survived hell without meeting you.
What a place to meet.
That's right, we did meet.
Some of the best friendships are forged in
The
hell.
hell.
That's our rating message.
Yeah.
Somebody write it
Friendships
down.
forged in hell. There you go.
I think after that, Calamity would call it and start to bed down.
Alright.
Likewise for Avaran. Yep.
Sounds good. Toddle, you are working and keeping watch.
Yeah, and
I would say
just for the record, I chugged 3 normal healing potions and 1 greater
Yeah.
healing potion. I am back to full health, baby.
there you go.
Yo.
Gives you a little bit more energy. We are gonna go ahead and I'm sorry that you're working through this. We're gonna do the good old wild night watch. So
Let's do
go
it.
ahead and roll for perception, and whatever number you land on is what you encounter.
Okay.
Which, by the way, if you are within 30 feet of my tent, you cannot be surprised.
Yay. Thank you. I'm not.
Really interesting.
I'm chilling.
Let me double check. I think that's what my dagger of warning says.
I also have that cool trick.
You and any of your companions within 30 feet of the dagger.
Nice.
Woo! So in between working on the armor for Avaran, I also want to start attuning to that sword, the transformation sword. Oh wait, I have to have swordsman. Damn it!
Yeah, you have to learn how to use it. Otherwise, it
Damn
doesn't
it!
need to be attuned. It just does what it does.
Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna swing it in funny positions.
They're gonna just
Yeah.
put some while things are sitting in the oven. You're just like practicing.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like,
What?
he's gonna try to do it by himself from what he's seen from Lander, and he's gonna just be goofy as hell. Like,
roll a performance check, and then tell me what you
So,
got for your perception.
I got a
check.
17 for the perception. Well, no wait, perception. 17 plus 6, math.
Okay.
23?
Yeah, thank you. And then performance.
Yep.
I got okay, 12.
I mean, you're right. You're right. Not bad.
I didn't
You
hurt
you
myself.
kind of fumble in the beginning, but the more breaks you take to do this, the steadier your hand movements are, the strength you're gaining in your arms. It's working out. All right, and we got 23, so that's oh cute. Okay. Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot. You do see an owl kind of swoop from above you, kind of trying to scope you out, and it does land a bit of a distance away from you and kind of watches you work. And if you take a closer look at it, you'll notice that it does have what appears to be a rat in its mouth, and you do watch it as it swallows it whole.
Oh, yeah.
Neat.
That's about as interesting as it is out here.
I was gonna say, nothing. I guess the only other thing I would have to do is after. No, you're good. Go ahead.
No, he's just sitting there. He ends up eventually, about 30 minutes to an hour later, moves up to the top of one of the walls that kind of caved in years and years ago. It kind of sits on top of what's remaining of that wall.
Oh, interesting. No, nothing that I would want to do at this time.
Yeah. So as you're working on this armor, it looks like the breastplate's pretty much complete. You're working on the shield now. The stats for most of, I would say, the actual AC and whatnot is going to be buffed in the shield, so the AC add-ons, but all of the resistances and things like that were going to be into the breastplate. Because we have to split it.
What resistances?
The demon armor resistances are fire resistance.
That's cool too. I just wanted to get the boost in AC.
Oh no, you'll get the resistance, all the same resistances. I think it was fire damage, bludgeoning, and piercing damage.
So all the resistances I already got from the snake sword.
Yes. But double, or if you lose your sword, I don't know.
Extra resistance.
Extra fire resistance.
Does anything funky happen when I'm like, cause like I'm putting it in fire and like heating it up, and does anything crazy happen because it's like demon armor?
I like that question.
Roll. Wait, let me look at your character sheet real quick.
I just want to see if some fun stuff happens while I'm working on this demon armor. Yeah, check out.
You're a pretty neutral character, I would say. So, for a while, not really. It actually, when you try to melt some parts of the demon armor, you are going to have a sense of almost overwhelming power, and it's going to be kind of addicting to a point. You're going to feel like, you know, as you're working away, you're working a lot faster and harder, you're starting to sweat. And you're gonna have a craving to it, like you haven't had, like if you drink coffee like I do, you haven't had coffee for like 3 days, and you're sitting here like, fuck, it's like 7 a.m. in the morning, I need my coffee. And it's gonna be insatiable for a while until you seal at least the brace plate. Once that thing is sealed and totally done, that feeling is gonna totally disappear. And I would say the dawn is starting to crack at this point. The sun's coming up, and even though you felt the adrenaline rush for so long, all of a sudden you're gonna feel exhausted.
Oh no,
you're gonna have one exhaustion point.
Shit.
Your shoulders are gonna be sore, your back's gonna be sore, so are your arms. And you're just gonna be lethargic. Just mentally, physically.
Okay. Sun's rising. Armor is... I did the last tatunk on it, and it gleamed beautifully, and...
What does it look like?
Yeah, so how I was picturing it is he was just working with it in the fire, just melting and hammering, doing some curvy stuff, you know, like you'd see on any welding show, I suppose. And once he does that final ting, it seems like it all seals together. Like it kind of does like some... Like you just completed something in like... an RPG, and it's like doo-doo-doo. Yeah. Makes like a little noise. No.
The little glitters.
And literally he's just gonna like fall back.
And what does the armor look like, design-wise?
Oh, I didn't do anything crazy. I just, you know, I'm definitely no armor person. I'm a potions person, so I just hit it. It looks, I don't know, I probably style it to Avaran's liking, and like having pieces where it would be really good for his swords to latch on and stuff like that, or like have the holsters latch on and have all the sword stuff, and a little spot for Nyam in his little crystal thing, and make it kind of... I didn't make it too... I never make my armor too paladin-y, because we're not... Like, I know that, but not everyone knows that, so
incognito.
Yeah, so I just styled it to make it look really cool.
Sweet.
Hey, that's cool.
Yeah, just like how he would think armor looks, basically, which like would be how he like has read about it in books.
Sweet.
So it looks more knighty probably than anything.
That's cool. I'll take it.
Yay.
And then at this point, Calamity and Avaran, if you start to wake up because the sun kind of peers through the tent, you are gonna come out, you are gonna see the owl is, and Toddle, you're gonna notice the owl is still there. And he's just, his head's fully tucked in his feathers, he's asleep now, and he's just like a little bird lump on the wall.
Toddle has fallen back. He's fallen back. He's not asleep, he's just like staring. He's just staring. That's what I do when I'm overworked myself.
Well, as I stir and awake, I'm feeling a lot better. feeling a lot better than yesterday, and I'm going to kind of come out to where, Toddle is. If I see Avran, I'll just go to the both of them. But I'm gonna say, did you sleep at all last night?
He's like laying on the ground. No.
Oh, that might not have been the best.
That's cool. I feel real energized, I swear. As he's just on the ground, like thumbs up, like the like.
Calamity starts to kind of like pet your head. This is like okay, well, good job, kid.
Yeah.
And does he see Avaran? Chris?
Yeah, I mean, at the sounds of you guys talking, Avran stirs, kind of, gets out of his tent. It's like, oh, Tuttle, this armor looks fantastic. Thank you so much for the work you put into it.
No problem.
And I can see that he's feeling a little
Also, yeah, no,
winded,
he's
tired.
feeling goofy. Yeah, he's feeling goofy. He's laying down. He's just like
Slap happy.
yeah, just like bleh. But he's gonna point to the owl and tell you guys, like, that owl's been watching me all night. I don't know if it's a spy. I'm too lazy to do something about it.
Calamity, like he's like a spy, an animal, a spy. What? But I'll look at the owl.
And the owl is sleeping in his feathers. And he is lump. And he's a big gray owl.
Oh. I think it's just that if it's a spy, it's doing a really bad job. It's sleeping. So.
Well, it watched me all night, and Toddle's gonna start getting up and making some food, which is rare.
Well, I'm gonna poke around to see if maybe there's any like hidden doorways or something in here, just in case Veer is hiding here somewhere for safety. Okay.
Yeah, didn't one of you say that you found some sort of hole in the floor or something like that?
Well, I thought I did, but a lot was happening at the time, so I'm just gonna double check, and I'm gonna just kind of like look at the floor and look at walls and stuff. I remember there was like when we first got here, DM, there was like a certain kind of dip or something in the floor, and I if memory serves, which it might not, I remember you saying like similar to if there was a stairway going down or something like that. But I'm just going to search the floor.
I meant like you descend onto the floor. Like the actual setting itself is like 3 feet lower. So you go downstairs to get to the floor.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I'm just going to check the room. I'm going to check the walls. Just to see, some
feeling around the wall.
Yeah, I just need some closure.
Roll for investigation, please.
Roll for investigation.
You have to roll real high, though.
Super.
Can I assist? Is there a way I can
chat? Help out.
Yeah.
Well, I do have a luck from Deceptor, so we'll see what happens. We'll see. Okay. We'll see what happens. Okay, and let me look at my investigation stats. What's that looking like? Plus 1. Right. Okay. So this is this number, and I will also roll my inspiration that I was given. Thank you so much. Okay. And so that's gonna be that. Is there any other juice I can give myself? Well, Tuttle said
I was gonna say,
that he was helping, but you are exhausted. But can you still help? I don't know.
I don't know if I can. That's DM.
You do have that flash of genius thing.
Oh yeah, add +4, is it?
I love how when I say that was the same time that Tick typed that in chat.
Oh really?
Yeah, but
yeah, add +4 to your roll.
Okay, so
Slothman also
30
just gave you D6 inspiration, Calamity.
thank you. So with my D20 roll, plus my investigation, plus my inspiration, plus Toddle's flash of genius, that's going to be a total of 22 investigation.
All right. I won't give it to you, but I'll give you a hint. You
Damn it!
as you're sort of putting things together in this place, you're kind of analyzing the rubble that's on the ground, and you're kind of seeing like, okay, so this came from this wall, because like, you are gonna notice pieces of the rubble on the ground are made of a different material, and it looks like at one point the ceiling of this place had some sort of painting on it.
Interesting. I'm gonna look at the ceiling, or the bits of the ceiling, and I'm gonna say out loud, that looks like it could have been one of those mural or painting things. What do you guys think?
Oh, did we come down? Oh, never mind. I thought. Why did I think we went in a hole? Okay. Yeah. Can I walk over and do a nature history something?
Well, it's all pieces of the ceiling that's on the ground. Like, this is all open. Like, the whole ceiling of this place is completely destroyed. You just notice parts of the same material of pieces that are bits of tile and stuff encrusted on the bottom of it. You notice parts of a painting.
How big are these pieces?
A couple of them are pretty large.
Okay.
You guys want to try putting them together? And he's gonna.
I've always liked puzzles.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So.
And so, yeah.
Everyone's gathering it.
Tell you what, Toddle, before we do this, you look dead tired, my friend. So, and I grab my crystal around my neck and put my hand on his head, and a green energy kind of cascades down his body, almost like an aura around him, and I cast Aid on him.
Ooh.
Which bolsters his toughness and resolve, and gives him 5 temporary hit points.
Hell yeah! Quick question.
Nice.
Quick question. Oh my god. Quick question, Chris. With that aid spell, how many can you hit with that?
I think it was this one, but
I can choose up to 3. At the time of doing it, I had originally intended to do it to him, but I find that the energy kind of goes out within a 30-foot range and imbues all 3 of us with it.
there you go.
Yay!
So now we're all just like extra, like, yeah, let's go, and we get 5 extra temporary hit points.
Rebel wings. There you go.
Am I still in exhaustion?
I feel tingly.
I don't know. That's Anne's call.
Well, it's like neutralized itself for the temporary hit points, but you're still tired. Like, you still, any kind of athletic, strength stuff, it's going to be with disadvantage.
Okay. Thank you.
So, everyone who's helping put the pieces together to try to formulate this painting, go ahead and roll intelligence, please.
You got it.
I'm not very
Oh
intelligent.
god. Oh jeez.
I'm
why does it have
good
to
at
be
that. I like that.
Okay, intelligence roll.
Big bucks, no whammies.
So is this a
3.
this intelligence
3.
roll? Is it like a specific skill or just straight intelligence?
Straight intelligence. It's for, putting the pieces together, completing the puzzle.
Okay, here we go.
I got 17.
Oh, that's really
Okay.
cool for you. You know what? I'm gonna burn a luck right now,
Okay.
Here we go. It was lower.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
Yeah.
my intelligence
Good
came
luck.
to a total. Yes. I'm gonna also roll my last inspiration. Thank you so much for that gift. Oh god, damn it. So that's a 6. I rolled a 1 on inspiration.
God damn.
Total of 6 intelligence.
There we
buddy.
go.
There you
So
go, buddy.
so Avaran is finding himself to be the most useful, picking up the heavier pieces and arranging it according to Toddle's orders.
I was gonna say I don't need to be smart to move stuff.
And then, whereas Calamity, because Calamity's quick on his feet, is able to put together the smaller pieces. Toddle, as you direct them, you move a couple of pieces. It's starting to make sense for you. You are starting to see like something that looks to be totally round and spherical and this solid black. And as you think you've completed it, everyone takes a step back. And the image that's depicted looks to be of an eclipse. And there's groups of people in robes with praying hands holding up this giant eclipse. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Great!
We'll be back in 10 minutes with announcements. And I want more cupcakes, so I'm going to go get more cupcakes.
Yeah,
Nice.
All
But
right.
Bean is here just in time.
Bean.
All right. See you guys soon.
See you soon.
Ooh,
We'll be right back.
It was just like,
Hello. I'm here.
Clenched.
she was super clenched.
I have the funny video so I can show you later. Okay, so welcome back everybody. I hope everyone had a nice pee break. I had 2 more cupcakes and I finally have some water because I am sick. I should be drinking like 5 of these, but here we are. This is my first one. Anyway, hello. We're gonna go ahead and go through our announcements this evening before we continue on with our story.
Griffin Co. Thank you. I'm gonna hold that note one day. I'm gonna see how long I can hold it. Thank you. Thank you, Griffin Co, for being our longest time sponsor. Guys, check them out if you have not. I mean, if you've been with us for this long, you should have. They have amazing 3D minis. They have terrain prints. They have dungeon tiles. They have plushies. They have maxis. It's what I call their really big minis. Maxis. They have so much. They have laser engraving and printing. It's crazy. Check them out at griffinco.com. And on checkout, enter Fabled42 to get 22% off your purchase. Thank you, Griffin Co.
And then as you do that, you should also be checking out our friends at undergroundoracle.com because people at Underground Oracle, they create such fantastic resources. You know, they have their, resources for DMs, for gamers. They have their cipher system. They do one-shots. They, release all new content all the time. It's just, my God, so much great stuff from them. So again, undergroundoracle.com or at DriveThruRPG. And then once you've checked them out, keep going through all of our different buddies and go over to our friends at Nine Realms Creations because they create handmade resources crafted from fine woods that smell and look great. Just give you all the warm and fuzzies. They also have affordable gaming accessories and more. And you can actually use promo code Fabled42 to get 10% off your next purchase at ninerealmscreations.com.
And when you're done with that, you can head over to thecriticaldice.com, get yourself a fancy dice subscription sent to you monthly, or you can purchase some dice over at thecriticaldice.com.
YouTube.
Oh, and then
The archives.
The archives. So everything on our YouTube, which should be, if on Twitch, we're right down below in the description, or in chat right now. You can check out our YouTube, hit subscribe, and then check out all of our super cool, awesome past broadcasts. This is obviously not our first rodeo. In fact, I think we've been doing this campaign for a while now. So Highly recommend you check out what we were like at the beginning of all this, because it was fun. We've come a long way. As well as everything else Fable 42 on our YouTube and Discord. But go on our YouTube and hit subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks.
You're muted.
Unmute. Also, check out our Patreon as well. I've been talking to GW about it a lot lately, and I think there's a lot of cool stuff we could start packing in there, including what we discuss after the game. Things like that. There's character sheets coming out. There's all kinds of good stuff. I was thinking of doing little short snippets of some DM insight into the story that will be exclusive to you all. And I'll take Polaroids of my feet, like whatever you want. I'm just kidding. I won't do that. I won't do that.
You made someone in chat really excited. Calm down.
Trust me, you don't want to see my feet. But there will be fabulous pictures of this guy's feet.
Yeah, I pay for Beerus.
Oh yeah, look at those
page.
Look at those toes.
Oh, he's so
They're
cute.
just so scrumptious.
Don't objectify me.
He loves being objectified.
And
I
Anyway,
would say he likes it.
I will add to that, and that I kind of went a little crazy this past month with uploading stuff. There was just so many gems that happened this month. Like there's been bits of me and Chris's many conversations. Like you said, character sheets. Also, our Patreons have been seeing secret stuff that not even the DM or the players here knows. And you know what it is, because I specifically said, shh, it's a secret. Don't say anything. I'm trusting you. But yeah, check out our Patreon. I've been having a lot of fun finding things. And also, one other thing is that Chris actually is... I see Chris as a master smith when it comes to Hero Forge. And he has a beautiful library of potential characters that we are going to be posting in the Patreon, a secret behind the scenes. What will Chris play on the stream next? Who knows? One of those. But yeah.
Also, a little surprise from Auntie Anne that no one else knows about is that I have made new t-shirts for us. And I'm so excited. They are being shipped, but it's going to take fucking forever because they have to make them all. But I did make a couple of extra for just some homies. Like I got Eric one, and but like I will probably save a couple of those for patrons too. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see the quality of them first, because the hoodies were like they were fine. They were fine, but these t-shirts, I think they're from that brand American Apparel, so it should be good.
They are so choice.
Oh my gosh! So much new stuff.
I know. Anyway.
So much happening
Anyways.
on the Fable 42 channel, y'all.
Yes, so continuing on with our story, we have solved the mural puzzle after digging through snow and like chopping away bits of ice, lifting a couple of things, moving things around. I would say it took you guys maybe about, I would say like 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours trying to get this all done. And even with a bunch of chunks still missing, some of the paint totally scraped off or destroyed or burned, it looks like, you are to make out what looks to be an eclipse. If you guys want to take a even closer look at more details, somebody can roll investigation or a history check. You'll get a different answer for either.
Both of those stats
Give me the
laughable
history
for me, but I'm gonna
Yeah,
try.
give me-
I'm just do my
shot in the
fuzzy
dark.
damnedest.
Likewise.
I'll do history.
I'll do
someone
my
else
fuzzy
best.
damnedest.
Okay, all the fuzzy damnedest.
Oh, I actually
someone
rolled
should-
good, 18.
Me too.
Okay.
Oh, me too. I rolled 18. 18 plus 1, 19 for me.
Well, mine was 17 plus 1, so 18.
Ah, high five. Psh.
I was
Peter
rolling
Pan.
history. I rolled 19.
Sweet. Okay, yeah, I mean, you figured out. I would say I'll give you just both of those. You do see an eclipse. You do see what looks to be a different type of paint. It looks like it was some sort of adhesive at some point right in the center of where the eclipse is, which is all dark. It looks like there were some jewels or something. Something else was pasted there to make the shape of what looks to be a herringon in the center. Um, and in kind of encased in this void, everywhere else where there's sun, it looks like it casts a deep shadow in some parts, but you can kind of see the eclipse of darkness sort of cascading over the people who are praying to it. Um, you can't really tell who's praying to it. That everyone seems to be totally clad in robes. The color of the robes, though, look pretty familiar, and it looks very similar to Vera's robe when you first met her, and if you kind of take in what she was wearing a lot of the time, it looks very similar in design. Maybe Vera's is particularly more modern. And the hands that are reaching up, praying to this eclipse, seem to be all just kind of painted in the same thing. You don't have an idea of what race or what class or anything these people are praying to, but it seems to be similar. The Furbolg in the center that was freed, the statue that still remains, or actually didn't remain, it crumbled to the ground. The robe seemed to be similar in color, but in contrast. So maybe this Furbolg was some sort of leader type figure, guardian, or there's some sort of position that he stood among these people who are praying to this eclipse. But that's about it. There looks to be some scripture on either side, as if there's two panels on either side of this painting, but a lot of it is destroyed. Most of that is actually gone, as if purposely removed. But you can tell there's evidence of it because some of the smaller crumbles that Calamity found had some writing on there, and it was made from the same material.
So what do you guys think?
Just sorry for clarity, Anne, because there was a lot of detail there.
Yeah.
So there's the eclipse, there's the people in robes that are similar to Vera's, kind of praying to it or worshiping it. Where did the herringon fit in?
He was right in the center of the eclipse, like both arms out, as if he can only be seen with an eclipse, or he arrived with it, or he created it. For some reason, he is this bringer of an eclipse.
Hey, Calamity, you know anything about this?
When you look at Calamity, his eyes are wide, confused and shaky. His ears are down, and he's very self-consciously low to the ground. He's uncomfortable and confused.
Okay, I'm gonna take 2 seconds and scribble what I see onto a piece of paper, because we're not bringing this anywhere.
Okay.
And I guess just roll up the scroll and say, all right, well, that's what was in this particular temple. It makes sense that at least we're on some kind of path, like we know where Vera is, so... Or we're in what these people are wearing Vera's robes, so we're in potentially an area where Vera once was.
Yes. Oh, and because you guys rolled pretty high as well, and I'm like, I'll just give you... You have to put the puzzles together, I'm not just gonna tell you. You did see what looked to be a track, and it was Vera's footprint.
Oh.
Does it appear to be going in any particular direction?
It's actually,
right in the middle.
I think Vera was specifically covering the tracks, or attempting to. It looks like this one was missed, but it is headed towards the direction of the mountain range.
And I kind of like line it up like this, and I was like, well, lads, looks like we're going mountain hiking.
All right.
They're praying to a herringon? In an eclipse?
Calamity, did your people have any legends about eclipses or Shar worshippers?
I've never heard of Shar or her cult before in my life. DM, I think about it.
No. I mean, no.
Okay.
Appears
All right.
they've heard of your people.
Eclipses, like I'll leave that up to UGW. Like they happen annually, like in the regular world, but it usually, at least in the environment y'all live in, it's usually a celebration for the side of the dark, just because there's a little lapse in time where there's a lot of paths and kind of where dimensions sort of merge for just that moment during the eclipse. So there's a lot of terror that happens to the Herringons in the lavender fields that happen in that time. So it's usually, I would think, a scary time, but I'll leave that up to you because usually nothing would happen to you during those things. But in villages that are centered around where cultists live, um, yeah, it's not a good time for for most people.
I would say I've never heard of this cult of Shar before. I don't. And eclipses. We don't really worship eclipses. Actually, when we my people we don't really like them. We're wary of it because on an eclipse, it's said that dimensions merge and cross over, which could make our people very much in danger. But nothing's ever really happened. It's just a tale I heard.
Okay, so it's just something you haven't. Yeah. All right. Well, then let's research this.
And I will say, as I say that, Chris, I saw you getting your mouth ready. I saw you. I will say that when Calamity says the whole merging of dimensions and crossover, you do remember what you saw when the cracks were coming out of him and things were coming from the cracks. Like there was darkness beyond and things were weird.
Okay. Now, Calamity, just out of curiosity, do you recall whether, when you came from the lavender fields to this realm, did it happen on the night of an eclipse?
Well, DM.
Um, no. You've witnessed a lot of them. I would say the couple of times you've nearly escaped death, you were to be sacrificed during an eclipse. But no.
I would say, well, there wasn't an eclipse when I left home. It was regular. Just a lot more fire and pitchforks than I would have liked. But no. But there was one or two times where I was almost sacrificed, particularly on an eclipse. It was always some weird day, but on an eclipse, they tried to bleed me and kill me, but I got away.
But it wasn't anything that has to do with Shar or its followers.
Not that I know of. I never heard Shar before. It's always some new cult that's trying to off me. Vera is the only one kind of cult person that hasn't tried to kill me, I think. And they're actually really nice to me. So it's weird to see. So I guess it makes sense that their cult, I guess, praises Herringon, specifically a black one.
That's certainly what the image on this mural would indicate.
Is she trying to... Are they trying to lead me somewhere to kill me? Is Vera on our side?
From what
I
I've
s-
deduced, Vera doesn't seem to have any interest with you. They were guiding us to this area, and then they
Exactly.
disappeared. So,
Exactly. Let's put that together there. So Vera guides us to this area, disappears on us, and not only are we kidnapped by demons, but then we find ourselves in a ruined temple where clearly they worship a Harengon, or are praying for some sort of eclipse with a Harengon, some sort of ritual. We find 30 minutes from here a ritualistic circle. I don't know. There's something going on with Vera.
yeah, I agree.
What? Well, actually, one other thing. Calamity will remember when they were in hell and he was pulled out of hell for that one moment and into the void, and actually met the god of the void, who was a Harengon, or presented himself as one, and he'll say, "The god of the void. He came to me as a black Harengon like me." Do you think that's the void? The god of the void. His name, if I remember correctly, his name is Silas. DM.
Do, 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 do,
Do, do, do, do.
Silas, yes.
Okay.
Good job.
I'm gonna I'm gonna point to the
I know my
herring-
own story.
I'm gonna point to the Harengon in the darkness and the eclipse. Do you think they worship Silas? Is that Silas?
Well, I wonder if the way you've seen Silas, if it was its true form or just something it presented itself as to make you more comfortable.
I was still scared shitless, but maybe, cause no one's ever, to my knowledge, it sounds like no one has ever seen him before. So,
Yeah, I certainly haven't.
so many questions.
Well, I got
I
this
don't
all
know.
down. Yeah. Let's make sure whenever Vera does come back, we have a lot of questions for them. But for right now, it seems like that's all. Unless you guys have anything else you want to discuss about this place.
I don't know that we could learn anything else from the ruins here.
But that was a good thing to come back for.
That it was. And now we've seen Vera's footprint heading that direction, so I think we have our course.
I'm gonna hop over to Toddle. Toddle, do you have a piece of parchment and something I can write with?
Of course. Here you go.
I grab it, and you, for the first time, you see Calamity jotting down notes, just writing something, and he's gonna fold it up and put it in his pocket. And basically, he's writing notes to when we get to this great library with all the said knowledge in the world, to look that up, or at least ask Toddle to, because Toddle's smart. And I'm going to pep up. I'm gonna say, before we go, Toddle, can I just? And I'm gonna get into the bag of holding. So I'm gonna be get on your hip and under your arm and just and I'm gonna reach in there, and I'm gonna pull out. Probably with me, it's two hands. I'm gonna pull out the gun that we have in the bag of holding.
Okay.
What is that?
DM, this entire time, I have been a little bit confused if I do or don't know what a revolver gun is. What say you? Do we Do we?
You all know what it is. It's
Okay.
just it's not considered a particularly strong weapon just because magic seems to be more effective.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
But
Okay,
it
so
does
we
the
all know
trick.
what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
I have proficiency in it, but I still don't use it because it's,
I pull out the Glock, and I'm gonna. I remember that we had only like a handful of bullets, or like somebody. I think it was before my time. I think Dutch made silver bullets or something, if memory
did.
serves. And I think it was like only a handful. So I'm gonna go ahead, Mackenzie.
Oh no, you're good.
Okay, so I'm gonna make sure I get the handful of bullets, and I'm just gonna be like, okay, I've been wanting to look at this for a long time. I'm ready.
I'm glad to know that we haven't been carrying a loaded firearm this whole time.
Yeah, this is gonna be the first time Averin sees it.
Do you wanna describe what it looks like to Everin?
Oh, me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's very Western style. But the handle is all black. It looks like black horn it was made out of. But otherwise, yeah, the bullets are a little raw and jagged right at the tip. They're almost like definitely handmade silver bullets to take down a werewolf at the time. But the gun, I don't know shit about guns. It looks like the damn, spitting revolver. Yes.
So yeah, so for the time where we're back traveling through the snow and navigating through the woods, Calamity is going to be like really just messing with the gun, like kind of like looking at it from different angles and like kind of like spinning the revolver part and just like
Yes.
he's not gonna put bullets in it yet. In my brain
Oh.
space, I don't know. Yeah, there's no bullets in it, to my knowledge, anyways. There might be one in there. I don't know, but
Better find out.
Well,
To-
shit. Here we go.
in my brain space, I feel like as we're going along, Tuttle would like every now and then like say like, oh, this is what they know about like guns or whatever. Because Calamity has never seen or held a gun before. His people don't really do that. But yeah, he's just gonna be fiddling with this gun, kind of like spinning it, trying to get a good idea before he starts pulling.
Are you gonna try to get proficient in it?
I'm gonna try. You know what? Who knows? I'm gonna try. I'm gonna just.
I'll be
playing
noting
with it.
how long you've been doing it. All right.
Don't do this at home, okay? Don't do this at home.
Don't do this at home.
Do not play with guns at home.
Yes, or anywhere else. But anyway,
I mean, at the grocery store, that's fine. but-
no, no. But yeah, so I'm gonna follow along in our usual kind of pattern of Toddle in front, then me, then Avaran, and fiddling with the gun.
Okay, Toddle, go ahead and roll for perception, please. Or roll a perception check.
Oh, I missed my box.
God damn it.
15.
15. Okay. Nothing new to report. As you're leaving, it looks like the owl does kind of turn and watch you the whole time y'all were working. It was watching you and yawning. It disappeared for an hour or so, came back with a full belly, slept again. This time it does stay at the ruin and kind of watches y'all walk off. And yeah, I mean, nothing else new to report. Looks like it's a pretty quiet area. That's a good roll. So you missed anything bad that could have potentially happened. But you are starting to meet that initial path where there was a fork in the road and you decided to go to the ruins instead.
Mhm.
And you start to hit that incline. So you guys are gonna feel this incline, man. It's gonna go from 0 to 100 real fast. And as you look at the map, Toddle, you notice that you're going to be traveling pretty much upward for a while. There's some stairs in some areas, slopes in others. You have to go through what looks to be a huge crevice in the mountain. You can either do that, it's a little bit faster, and provide somewhat of shelter, but no one really knows what's inside that crevice. Or you can go over it, which takes a little bit of rock climbing skill. And if you roll badly, it can end fatally. Um, that's up ahead in about a day's time or so, or by the end of the day. So, as you're walking through these mountains, are you gonna try to do it quickly or stealthily and slow?
Are you asking all of us or just Tuttle?
I would say initially that's what Toddle's thinking
Okay.
about. But if
Tuttle, yeah, so I think Tuttle would stop and explain this to the team, so everyone knows what we're dealing with. Um, I have a flight potion, just saying. So I can fly over it, or someone can fly over it.
Oh, by the way, Mackenzie, I forgot to tell you.
Yeah.
In your, in the app, in your inventory, I actually wrote out your elixirs there for
yeah.
you.
I have them all here too.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, so I know which ones I have.
Cool.
So I have one flight if someone wants to, if we want to try to like do a rope trick or something. I don't know.
Well, I suppose I could send Niam out
Yeah.
to scout ahead for us.
That too.
Yep.
I say.
Anyone know how to catapult? Anyone know how to jump?
I know how to jump.
Far?
How far are we talking?
Over the crevice?
DM, can you remind me how do I fucking ask the question? How big
Where
is
you're
this
at?
crevice? How big is this crevice?
Okay, so
That's a good question.
it is very ocean trench like, this mountain crevice. It's dropping into a long, narrow depression into the earth as and just full, it looks like it's just old and full of like centuries old mysteries. Small shards of ice reflect what is left of the light, bouncing off melting blankets of snow and knitting in beds off of the hull of cliffs. A cold dust rips through this place and roars as it does so. So it just looks like an ocean trench. It looks like it falls beneath you. So it looks like it's just darkness at the bottom, but there is a trail along the right side against the cliff, and it's a path that's big enough for, I would say, Avaran. So maybe a little bit roomier for you. But Avaran can walk through it with ease, even though it's terrifying because it just you fall into the cliff next to you. I would say it's about yeah, I would say it's like 4 or 5 yards wide though. So even he can probably almost barely touch it the other side. It's quiet, it's dark. Otherwise, if you do want to go over it, that's a solid just 2 days of straight rock climbing.
I don't know about you, but I don't want to do
I don't want to. Yeah.
that much rock climbing.
I'm already. He's like, Toddle's just like, yeah.
I guess we'll just have to take the stairway going down on the side. That seems like it's better. As I look into the emptiness of the darkness down there.
Every word you say kind of echoes back to you.
I'm gonna be like, okay, Tuttle, go ahead. I'm just gonna try to push Tuttle to go first for safety, and then I'll follow after. if they do.
Are you gonna send Niam first, or are you just gonna go with it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no, I
yes,
think
definitely.
it's much better idea to kind of know what's ahead of us
Yeah.
before we go. And so I clutch the crystal, the locket rather that Niam is stored within, and I say, "To me, Niam," and out of it, this peregrine falcon is like it comes out.
Sweet.
And so I use my kind of bond with it to let it know that I want it to fly down this trench and just kind of scout ahead, look for any enemies or monsters or anything, and then I will use scry.
Oh shit. Okay.
Got to
As you
use it sometimes.
Right. As you scry into Neom, you notice he takes off almost in like a sonic boom, just like one flap of its wings, and it goes through this trench. At first, this bird's moving so fast, it's really hard to keep up with. You are scrying specifically into what he's seeing, so you notice, like, as he's surveying, it's hard to keep up. His eyes are just everywhere, scanning this whole place. As soon as you think you have an idea of what you're looking at, he's already like almost a quarter mile away. So you already know that this trench, it's gonna take a couple of days to get through. You do notice that Neom does slow down for a while. He does perch on kind of what looks to be a ledge. You do see the path that you all are supposed to walk on broken apart, as if something just crashed into it or made it explode, whatever. But it does break the path for about, I would say, like 6 meters or so until it continues on the other side. So he kind of scans this obstacle for a moment, and then he continues. Then you feel Neom lose focus. Instead of him kind of scanning really quickly for things, kind of picking things off one at a time, his gaze starts to slow down. You see him look behind him a lot. And it's a little terrifying because he looks behind him and it's just darkness. He looks ahead of him, it's just darkness. You feel him kind of get pulled deeper into this trench. And he does tend to break through it that because of his power. He breaks through it because of his powerful wings, and he's starting to make himself back to you. And he does. One more beat of his wings, gusts the snow in front of you, and he does land on your shoulder. Kind of tired.
Thank you, my friend. And I clutch the amulet again, and he comes right back into it.
And he does tell you.
Actually, she tells me.
Yeah.
I think we established it was a she.
Oh yeah, it was a female. But she does tell you before she goes off, beware of the Hall of Shadows.
All right, lads. Well, I saw what she saw. Looks like it's quite a long trench. You know, we're going to be walking for a while, a few days probably. But there's a problem. The trail looks like it's broken at one point. I gather it's maybe 6 meters of a gap in between. I personally don't know how you'd be able to cover that. I mean, I have a spell that can get me across it, but I can only do it myself. And she warned me about something, the Hall of Shadows. I don't know. It seems like it might be a bit risky, but I don't see us scaling this mountain any easier. So
I agree. I just thought of several ways actually I could get us across altogether. I think that's the better idea because I don't want to scale a trench for several days. Just a thought.
I feel like my arms and my legs would give out before we reach the top.
I'm still tired, so yeah.
While we're thinking about how to pass this crevasse, welcome, would-be heroes. Thank you for the raid. I hope you guys had a fantastic time. Let us know in chat what went down with you today, what adventures you had. Mackenzie, could you please do the shout out for them, for would-be heroes? Thank
you, Raiders. Right now, the team is trying to decide whether to spend some days climbing this mountain, where there could be death from falling, if you have to be really lucky, or going through this trench, which also might have some hidden demons of its own.
Did I spell it wrong? Okay, no. Um. So you have a way of getting over Everan? You have your way?
I
can be my gas cloud form and Calamity. He's gonna hand over the flight potion.
I take this potion of flight, this elixir. How long does?
Okay, yeah. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, literally, it's all the different all the different potions I've looked up. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm. Ready.
Gain flying speed equal to your walking speed for 1 hour.
Oh, so this isn't one of your elixirs. It's like a full potion.
Yeah, this is a full. This is something I got from being an artificer. If you're in the air when the potion wears off, you fall, unless you have some other means of staying aloft. The potion's clear liquid floats at the top of its container and has cloudy white impurities drifting in it.
I take it. I'm like, okay. I kind of uncork it. Tell me when.
No, not now.
Okay.
The gap in the path is a ways down.
Yeah, we still have a little bit to go. You don't have to.
Wait until we reach the gap and then drink it.
He was ready.
I put the cork on. Okay.
But I'm glad you're excited. That's one of my better tasting potions.
Exciting is.
What does it
probably
taste
not
like?
The word.
Like tea.
All right.
Like if Crystal Pepsi was in tea form.
You know what? Not a lot of people like Crystal
Crystal
Pepsi. I
Pepsi.
loved it.
Crystal Pepsi is one of my favorites. I love
That's
Crystal
funny.
Pepsi. Anyway, all right, sick. So we all have methods of flight to get over this trench. Love that we don't have to walk it. Let's go. And I'm gonna just roll up my scroll and proceed.
All right, and you are leading
we
the
go.
way, Toddle. So you are gonna notice that you have enough foot room to be somewhat comfortable, but you're gonna notice real quickly that this wind, that kind of,
Oh.
I mean, you're literally in a wind tunnel at this point, and it's making it a little bit more difficult to balance. Right now, it's a clear, perfect day out. It's not even overcast, and you're already worried about a little bit of the balance stuff. I am gonna when that happens, if the wind does pick up, I am gonna make you guys do some rolls to stay on your 2 feet.
Okay.
But you're gonna lead the way.
Okay.
Calamity is sandwiched, I imagine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or on someone.
Okay, and as you're going through, it is darkness. I mean, there's a little bit, the crevice is a little bit wider at this point, but it does start to get a little bit more narrow, and then eventually you're just going to be walking through a lot of dark and cold. Anything y'all talk about on the way, or anything you're worried about?
Well, this sucks.
Well,
This
at
is supposed
the,
to be the most magical place. This is
At
Disneyland.
the darkness that we're seeing, I take the crystal longsword that I have, and it has an ability where I can like make it light up, basically to cast light.
Okay. As you do that, you notice some creatures tend to kind of clear the area from you. You notice right above you, and then a little bit further down, I would say, just a couple of yards. You see what looks to be a goat, kind of. It looks almost fox-like. They do have hooves, though. They do have long ears that are down and kind of in front of them, and like long tufts. Looks like a lot of them are tipped with icicles as well, but they have horns of a goat, and they are a ram that kind of curl around. And it looks like they're scaling the side of this crevice with you. And so there's a small herd right above you with females and kids, I would say. And then on the other side, it looks to be a huge male that looks to be maybe like 300 to 400 pounds. And it is walking through the side of this cliff with ease.
Well, that's cool. I wish we could do that.
I know.
I've heard tales of goats being able to walk up sheer surfaces. It's another thing to see it in person.
It's weird.
Just sit and observe the goats.
The goats are walking with you.
Oh boy, this is fun.
Oh! Okay, DM.
Uh-huh.
How big are the? Because you said there was like multiple like female goats with like little goatlings.
Yeah.
How big would you say these female goats are? Are they like? Can Calamity ride these goats?
Oh yeah, big time. You can probably ride. One of the kids is pretty large too. There's like different ages. The females are pretty large though. They're like 200 pounds, 250 pounds.
I'm going to I'm gonna waddle over and just try to ride one. Just try to get on one of his
Cheers.
legs.
I'm gonna feed it some food. Yeah.
Everyone trying to make friends with them right now?
Yeah, we're doing animal handling right now.
Okay, both of you roll animal handling, please.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to feed it. Does that mean I get advantage because I'm trying to feed it?
No. They took one look at y'all and they're like, man, these guys are gonna die soon.
Wow.
I got 14.
I'm gonna
That's good.
use my my luck I was given. What a night! What a night!
Huh. Random goat.
Random go. All right, so I have my. Is there anything I can do to boost this? Is there anything I have? 1 second. Let me just check something real quick. Animal handling. Nope. I think that's all. I think that's all I got. Okay. My number is 13 animal handling.
Okay, so yeah, I think Toddle, if you reach and try to feed them, I think a lot of them are pretty reluctant. It looks like the female goats sort of clear away from you, but some of the baby goats, they don't see you as a threat though, but the baby goats, they definitely accept the food. And there's a couple of them that sort of follow you around. They are too small to mount though. The females still aren't very trusting. And Calamity, you were gonna just try to mount one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Roll. Well, you get close enough to it where you can. There's a bunch of females. A lot of them have their own, like, offspring with them. There's a couple of them that don't have any offspring. Which one of those would you pick? Because that drastically affects your results.
Okay, so you said that the goats that I'm heading towards to try to get on it. You said one of them some of them have no offspring and one of them has offspring.
Yeah, there's like 3 of them that are moms, and they have like their goatlings running around, some ahead, some sticking right by her. And there's a couple of them kind of there's 2 of them that are leading the herd that are females without offspring, and there's one that's flanking.
I'm gonna get on one of the females that have no offspring, because maybe they're less aggressive.
Roll a strength check against me, please.
Oh jeez!
Here it goes.
Not the strength. All right, here we go. Ooh, I'm gonna go ahead and use my ability that I get. I'm gonna use Tides of Chaos. I'm gonna bend the world a little bit around me to give myself advantage on this. Okay, it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. So this is a strength check, you said?
Yup.
Okay, that is going to be a total of. Yeah. That's gonna be a total of 8.
Well, doesn't matter what you got, because I got a natural 1.
Yes!
Hey.
Yes!
So yeah, it doesn't take very much. I think you startle her to the point, but you're so light, and she's so much bigger than you, and she's so full of fur. I don't think she even notices you on her for a while. So you successfully have mounted one of the female goats. And she's kind of walking. If you want to make an attempt to steer her up or down, you can. It would be... what kind of check would that be? Animal handling.
handling.
Yeah.
Uh, before
We're
I
messing
start,
with animals.
before I start steering, I, I guess I noticed that Toddle was not quite successful at making friends with goats.
She made friends, or he made friends with all of the baby goats. They adore him. But the moms are just kind of like a little stressed out.
Gotcha. I'm gonna wait to steer. I'm gonna see what happens with my team before I, start doing stuff. So I'm watching my friends.
Yes. So, Toddle, what are you thinking with all these little cute, darling goats?
Honestly, I was just trying to get them to like us and not run
Oh,
away. That was
fair
kind of
enough.
I wasn't trying to ride them or anything. I was just trying to get them to like us.
And Avran, what are you doing?
Um, just kind of watching Calamity like kind of tense, like, oh God, are they gonna buck him off into the crevice? Like, but also
Stressed.
kind of looking because you said there was a male one nearby.
Mhm.
I'm like kind of
Big
trying to
boy.
gauge its size in relation to me because it sounds like that's the only one I'd be able to ride.
You could definitely ride one of the female ones. The
Oh, okay,
male one is huge. Huge, huge, huge.
gotcha. All right, well,
Yeah.
I'm glad I don't have to try and make that one, let me ride it.
You do notice if you're looking at him, you do see him peer over at Toddle and Calamity. He does tense up a little bit, but he does see the other females sort of relax. He does see the babies kind of being fed, and nothing seems to be running away, so he kind of goes about his own and continues on. But it was stressful for a second.
Gotcha. Okay. Um, well, even though Calamity has gotten on this goat, has he gotten any kind of distance away from us yet?
He is moving a lot faster, a lot smoother. Those goats were because they can scale this mountain like they're just walking on flat land.
What do you say, Tartle?
Okay.
All right. I'm going to very kind of like easily think Chris Pratt in Jurassic World with the three raptors. Like I'm just trying to ease my way
Band of
towards
hands, band of hands.
the one of the female goats and just see if it'll let me touch it.
With just touch one?
Yeah.
With offspring or without?
I'm gonna go. I mean, it seems like going towards one of the ones near the offspring is the better bet, since the offspring were a little more trusting,
Yeah.
and also like they see that Calamity is not hurting them, and so maybe they'll be more trusting of his companions.
Yeah. As you
I don't know
observe,
you.
I'll
I'm
say,
kidding. I'm kidding.
let me roll. Go ahead and roll animal handling, and let me roll as well for both the goats.
Me as well, or just Chris?
Oh shit! Natural 20.
Yeah. I was just adding the goats for flavor, but I'm loving that these are your new mounts. Yeah, natural 20. I mean, yeah, there's a couple of them that are a little shy. You tend to gravitate towards the one who seems not bothered. And yeah, I mean, you definitely touch its back and it doesn't give you any issue.
All right, I kind of just like stroke the back of its head for a little bit to make sure it's still calm, and then easily kind of like get my leg over it.
Animal handling once more, and as well as
Okay.
a strength check, please.
All right, straight check and animal handling.
Yep.
All right. Well, animal handling on that one was a 16.
Okay.
Strength check 12 plus 2 is 14.
Okay, I had 11 on strength. So yeah, it takes a little bit of coaxing. You are bigger and a little scarier. So she does fight you for a second. And it
Oh,
kind of
there,
freaks you
girl.
out because she does scale up the trench for a little bit, like totally removes herself from the herd. You're kind of trying to
Like
get a good grip on
vertically?
her, vertically, like straight
Holy
up.
shit.
And you're kind of feeling the wind because you do notice from up here the wind is significantly stronger. You freak out a little bit, but eventually she does calm down. You do hear her two cubs or two kids sort of bleat for her, so she
Ah,
does calm down.
ah!
And as you're stroking her too, and you kind of kept command of her, She does kind of move on her own, and kind of head back down towards the herd.
Good girl. Good girl.
Yep. And then the two baby ones kind of they're near her. They're kind of some are going higher than her. They're playing. They're kind of kicking off. She's keeping an eye on them, but you do have full control of her. And Toddle. Are you gonna attempt it?
So
So
everyone else has had successful times. However, I have not. So, and animal handling is not a good skill for me. I don't know druids very well.
You still have a flash of genius that you can use on top of your roll.
I do. I'm thinking. I have things that might interest a goat, probably. Give it a knife. No. Would they like some herbs and seeds? Is that a little bit more less than that are enchanted, perhaps? Because I have a lot of herbs, specifically dark herbs from hell, that I could goats.
Oh, luck and inspo for Toddle from Tig.
Oh, thank you, Tig.
But yeah, I mean, food is great. They love food. It's fucking in the mountains here. It's not even in the mountains yet, but it's scarce of food.
I just think it'd be funny to
if you give them a dark herb,
something's gonna happen. Yeah.
Test it on the babies.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I don't want these to turn into demons. So,
that would suck. That'd be the worst.
That'd be the worst. No, so let's just give them. I have some herbs and seeds from I think they're from Oath. I think they're around, and some red magic moss. Actually, that was all from hell. So I'm just gonna give it food. So like this is me attempting to I'm just gonna make sure everyone's just like cool with me.
Yeah, I mean, all the babies love you already. They're kind of playing with you, trying to climb you as well, which is kind of aggravating. But yeah, a couple of the females do approach you for their own food. Even the giant male is interested in your food.
Okay, well, and we have a lot of food, so I'm not worried about it. Let's. This is like reminding me of. Oh, there's a game. Okami. There's a game. It's called Okami. Yeah, it's the wolf where you feed you literally buy bags of seeds for the different animals that you see, and you give it to them, and then they love you. So that's what I'm trying to do with these goats.
Okay.
Rolling for animal handling. Yeah.
Which one? One of the females?
It doesn't matter. I got a nat one.
Ooh.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wait. You have luck. You have luck.
You have luck. Reroll that shit.
Reroll. Thank you. I got an 8.
Plus inspo.
An 8.
8. Is it 8 plus 4?
Yeah, I mean, that's not great. It's
12.
You definitely get there. 12 isn't too bad. You do get your hands on one of the females as it's eating from your other hand. And as you try to kick your leg over, it does start to back up and resist you. There is a moment where you are almost knocked off of this walking path. Go ahead and roll an agility check, please.
I suck at those.
Agility.
Is that dexterity or?
Yeah, that's dex, right?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
See if you can move in time before.
Oh my god! 3!
3? Well,
what
yeah,
the hell?
There is, you are just about to grasp it, but it just
Wait,
backs up so
Tig
quickly.
just gave you luck and inspo again.
Thank you.
Oh, Tig, there you go. Well, it does start to break from your grip, excuse me, but if you want to try to
I'm gonna
pull it to grab
counter. Oh, come on, dice. Alright. Okay, 8, but what am I rolling? 8.
I would say animal handling again.
Okay, 9.
9. Okay. Yeah, you got a grip on it, but now it's gonna be a little shaky though, so go ahead and roll your strength check against mine, please.
Okay. I have a 0+ to strength, so.
My strength isn't great.
Okay. I got a 17. I can handle that.
Damn, I got 11. So yeah, you actually eventually overpower that motherfucker. You
Yeah,
get
finally.
it's trying to resist you. It gets a little freaked out because it doesn't realize what you're doing, but until you kind of grip it by her horns and you kind of swing around and she doesn't have you in her sights, she's less scared, she calms down, and eventually you do overpower her.
Willow Seed, fucking do something.
He's still cold.
Yeah, the Willow Seed ain't doing shit.
Yeah, but
Okay.
all three of you have your own lady goats.
That sounds like a band name.
The lady goats.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you do notice that the trail is a little smoother, a little faster. You're able to kind of direct them a little bit. You can make them go faster, a little slower. Two of the goats do have offspring with them. So you do notice that if one of the offspring sort of goes off, if the female that's flanking the herd doesn't go get the offspring, the mother, doesn't matter what you tell her to do, she's going to go after the offspring. So you do notate that. The male is ahead of you for a while and is kind of left to his own devices, once in a while just taking a rest and checking back on you. What do you guys talk about? What do you guys do?
Oh, this is pretty fucking crazy.
This is the best day of my life.
I hate animals.
Hey, you know, I think we're faring a lot better than if we tried to walk this path ourselves.
So, fellow players, looks like chat has some names for our goat mounts. Some ideas that we have are Curly, Larry, and Sexy One.
Not Mo.
and and the Spectra said that maybe one of the mommies can be Rhea Ripley. I'm gonna say, you know, mine is, its mane is like curlier than the rest of them. I think I'm gonna call her Curly.
Mine's wool is kind of rippling, so I'm gonna call it Ripley.
Huh.
Toddle just like dreading.
And we both look back at Toddle. What are you gonna name yours?
DM is also riding the male at the front.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Uh, okay. Well,
Means
I'm trying. Oh, I'm so dumb. Okay, he's just gonna scream. God, what are you, like the main? No. Are you like the main mother? I should call you mommy.
There you go.
Oh, only a little cringe. It's all right. Mommy, it is.
Only a little cringe.
But these goats are going, and you are, chatting amongst yourselves, kind of joking about the moments, kind of getting a look at some of the different kind of quirky behaviors. They are seeming to be a little bit more comfortable with you, and you do notice, it gets a little bit colder. It gets a little darker. The light from, at least the daylight that was at the entrance of this crevice that sort of lit, at least gave you some ambient light of the area, is totally gone at this point. You do notice that all of these creatures can see straight through this darkness. Besides Avran, who's also offering a little bit of light. You do notice some sounds you're hearing. And the male is also taking some times to pause. It looks like there's a bleat that he does. His tail sort of wafts back and forth. Yes, and then it causes the entire herd to pause. All of the younger goats of the herd kind of go closer into the center of the herd, and they sort of space out together. They hear for the sound to go away, and then they continue. They are taking a little bit more caution. And at that, we are going to end today's show for now. We have a very special guest coming back next week. I know some of y'all may or may not know this person, but it'll be exciting. But yeah, we're gonna, and probably will join the goat escapades here that we have ourselves in.
God
So
damn
should
it.
be fun.
Interesting. You
We
said
always
back
end up-
as if they've already been here before.
Oh, is it Darian?
Mm.
Or
Mhm, mhm.
oh
All right,
god.
cool. Well,
Silver? Anybody?
she's not gonna tell us.
I
So-
ain't telling you.
I'm gonna look for the next party to raid while you guys hang with chat for a bit. And I think you guys already decided what the rating message was. I don't know.
It was
I'll
what?
let you guys have it.
Finding friends in hell.
I'll let you guys have it.
Oh no, it was friends forged in hell.
Friendships forged in hell. There we go.
Mhm.
Hold on, I'm gonna put that together.
Goat mania. We're in the goat mania arc, everybody.
We are. It's actually super damn helpful.
God damn it.
It does cut your travel time by like a day. So
Yeah, we take that. We take that.
Oh.
Trenched across found goats. Those were the last notes.
Trenched across found goats.
Found
Oh,
the
what are-
trench and also found goats. Equally hilarious.
Well, tell me, how are you guys feeling about tonight's game? We've been waiting to have this game for a minute. How are you feeling? What are you thinking?
I missed you guys so much.
Oh yeah. No, I hate it when we can't play. But
Yeah.
Illness, it gets in the way.
Mhm.
And not much you can do about that, especially when 3 out of the 4 of us were sick. So it would have just been GW sitting there by his lonesome.
I know. Something's going around. I don't know what it
Mhm.
is.
And I don't want it, so you can keep it.
Yeah, for
Thank
real.
God it's not an in-person game.
I know.
Oh, but can it?
I mean, it'd be great if it could be, yeah. But it's like
we
we
definitely got to film one in person.
I agree.
Maybe we can borrow someone's studio, one of our homies, fellow streamers.
I have a place.
Yeah, so do I. We'll see who wants to do it.
It'll happen.
Friendships forged in hell.
And we should have all the others join in for it too if we can, because that'd be fun.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If scheduling will allow, that's like the main thing.
For real.
I know.
It's hard to get
For
anyone
real.
scheduled for anything nowadays.
I really
Right.
want to spoil who's going to be there because you're going to see this person when we start the Zoom call anyway.
Well,
I mean, you could-
well,
you could
wait.
spoil it for us.
Wait, yeah, wait till-
I don't want to know.
Wait till after we raid.
I don't think they care.
Wait till after we raid.
Some of them
Okay,
might. Let it be
okay.
a surprise for the viewers.
Okay, for the chat, I won't say. Unless you're one of the members of...
Okay, I know where we're going. I know where we're going. I know what we're doing. All right, here we go. Let me just make sure All right, here we go. Let me type this in.
All right, remember to copy the hashtag.
Oh,
Here you
friendships
are.
forged in hell.
Friendships
Happy-
for
Happy goats, everybody.
happy
Yeah,
go.
happy goats. Happy goats.
All right. Ooh, let me make sure I copy it from this one. All right, everyone. Definitely join us in sharing the love with the party that we're headed to now. A big thing about streaming on any platform really is just sharing our communities, seeing who we like, there's been a couple of streamers that we've rated out. I'm like, I want to invite them to something. They seem really cool and fun. So yeah, and besides sharing the love, you also get another 250 channel points to
There you go.
use on our streams as you see fit. So yeah, please do join this. We are going to our friends over at Smoking Dragons.
Ooh.
Nice.
Smoking dragon.
Get in
Smoking
there,
Dragon.
get in
Tried
there.
to come before.
So yeah.
Thanks so much for tuning in, you guys.
We will see you next week.
Yeah.
Until next time.
Until next time.
Bring all
See
of
you
your
next time.
goat jokes, please.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's gonna be a really funny goat time.
No entry without a goat joke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep. Puns are welcome.
All right. I have my finger over the button. And do you want to say any last words?
Nope. See you later.
Have a good week.
Bye. Smash.